Good evening and welcome to Tom and Ben News United Kingdom. The Queen has said she is inspired by the goodwill of the nation as celebrations for her Platinum Jubilee have just begun.
In a Jubilee message, she thanked the public for organising events and said many happy memories would be made. Millions have gathered up for street parties to mark the monarch's 70 years on the throne over the 4-day bank holiday weekend.
A new official photograph of the Queen at Windsor Castle was also released. As well as community celebrations across the country, there are also a series of official events, starting with Thursday's Trooping the Colour Parade and ending on Sunday with a Jubilee pageant through London.
Meanwhile, in Wales, thousands of beacons have been lit across the nation yesterday to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee.
In September 2015, she surpassed Queen Victoria to become the longest reigning monarch in British history. Welsh First Minister Mark Drakeford paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth II's milestone and will attend services during the weekend.
In Scotland, beacons were also lit across the nation as part of a series of celebrations to commemorate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The tributes were visible at landmarks ranging from Edinburgh Castle to Ben Nevis, which is Britain's highest peak.
Other planned weekend events include a reenactment of the coronation in Kelso and a mass picnic in Edinburgh's Princes Street Gardens.
Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has congratulated the Queen on a lifetime of service ahead of the Platinum Jubilee. Speaking in the Scottish Parliament, the First Minister said the Queen had played an integral role in the story of modern Scotland and said it was no surprise the occasion was celebrated so widely.
And she urged all Scots to mark Her Majesty's values of integrity, wisdom, justice and compassion, regardless of their views on the institution of the British monarchy.
Meanwhile, events marking the Queen's Platinum Jubilee are being held across Northern Ireland as well, including the lighting of Jubilee beacons as well, like the other two nations.
In a letter to the Queen, Sinn Féin Vice President Michelle O'Neill praised her significant contribution to the peace process. She also thanked the Queen for her warmth and courtesy during meetings.
In the letter sent last month, Michelle O'Neill, who is set to become Northern Ireland's First Minister if Stormont can actually get anywhere, said the Platinum Jubilee was an historic moment, especially for those from the Unionist and British tradition on the island of Ireland and across these islands, whom, with great pride and devotion, hold you very dear.
One of the biggest events in Northern Ireland will be in Enniskillen, where more than 100 pipers and musicians will play Dú Regna, which has been specially composed to mark the Platinum Jubilee. Meanwhile, a group of protesters from Animal Rebellion have claimed responsibility for disrupting Jubilee proceedings yesterday, demanding royal land is reclaimed. And if someone can explain to us why we've said meanwhile a lot recently, I will give you a high five.
5 men were seen scaling barriers lining the mall at 10:10 a.m. yesterday before laying down on the ground in front of a troop of soldiers who were proceeding up the mall.
One protester was seen brandishing a placard while soldiers continued to march around the men on the floor. Police officers quickly apprehended the group, dragging them from the centre of proceedings and arresting them at the side of the road.
To other news now, and another Conservative MP has submitted a letter of no confidence in Prime Minister Boris Johnson, making him the 28th Tory to publicly call for the Prime Minister to go over the Partygate scandal.
John Stevenson, the MP for Carlisle, said he has been deeply disappointed in the rule-breaking parties at number 10 and Mr Johnson's response to Parliament.
He said he has called for the Prime Minister to put himself forward for a vote of confidence to draw a line under the issue, but as Mr Johnson appears unwilling to, has taken the appropriate action to force a vote.
The first flight to Rwanda carrying migrants who crossed the English Channel is set to leave in 2 weeks' time on the 14th of June, the Home Office has said.
Officials have begun issuing formal directions to the first people set to be flown to the African country. It is expected there will be legal challenges against the move.
The controversial plan has been criticised by politicians, charities and the Archbishop of Canterbury, who called it the opposite of God's nature. Under the scheme, some asylum seekers who have arrived in the UK are being sent to Rwanda, where their application will be processed.
A young man has been jailed for a year after he pulled out a knife in front of a young family in Swineshead.
A mother and father in their early 30s were walking along Michael Moss's way at around 3:44 p.m. on the 25th of May with their 3 young children when the incident happened.
The father, who was carrying his 2-year-old son, stepped off the pavement to avoid some pedestrians. Samuel Bracknell, aged 31, was riding a bicycle along the road and his bag brushed against the dad.
He then stopped his bike and pulled out a knife in front of the man and his partner while muttering unknown words and acting in a threatening manner before cycling off. Bracknell left the scene only to be traced by police and found nearby.
He was then arrested on suspicion of possession of a bladed article and public order offences. Blackwell of Michael Moses Way was charged and remanded in custody before he appeared in Lincoln Magistrates Court on the 27th of May, where he was jailed for a year.
Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer and his deputy Angela Rayner have received police questionnaires as part of an inquiry into alleged COVID rule breaking.
They both attended a gathering in Durham on the 30th of April last year, at which people drank beer and ate curry. Durham Constabulary initially decided against an investigation, but opted last month to go ahead with one anyway.
Sir Keir and Mrs Rayner deny breaking any COVID rules. The Labour leader was seen on camera as he drank a bottle of beer while in the constituency office of City of Durham MP Mary Foy. Both Sir Keir and his deputy have said they will resign if they are fined for breaching COVID rules.
4 people have been killed in a shooting spree in a hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma, police say.
Officers confirmed that the suspected shooter, who was armed with a rifle and a handgun, was also dead. Police arrived at the scene on Wednesday afternoon at St Francis Hospital in 3 minutes, which they say ensured the death toll wasn't higher.
Officials added multiple injuries had also been confirmed. Speaking at a press conference on Wednesday, Deputy Police Chief Eric Dalgleish said, "Right now we have 4 civilians that are dead and 1 shooter that is also dead."
A US jury has found Amber Heard's defamed ex-husband Johnny Depp with an article in which she claimed she was a victim of domestic abuse.
Jurors awarded Mr. Depp, who denied abusing Mrs. Heard, £12 million in compensatory and punitive damages.
Mrs Heard, aged 36, won one of the 3 counter-claims against Mr Depp, aged 58, and was awarded £1.5 million in compensatory damages. The Hollywood stars, who divorced in 2017, presented conflicting versions of their doomed relationship in the trial.
To sport now, and police said the Champions League final went looking for conflict and must be held accountable over what happened to fans, Liverpool's Metro Mayor has said.
Officers have been criticised for firing pepper spray and tear gas at Liverpool fans waiting to get into the Stade de France in Paris on Saturday. Steve Rotherham, who was at the game, said he was outraged by the chaotic scenes he witnessed.
The lifelong Liverpool fan said, "Lessons have to be learned, but I won't hold my breath." He tweeted that he had been quiet since the final because he had his phone stolen by pickpockets near the stadium like many others.
Scotland must suffer together, says head coach Steve Clarke, after a spirited Ukraine ended their hopes of reaching the World Cup in Qatar.
Despite their country being at war with Russia and some in their squad having not played competitively for months, the visitors earned a deserved 3-1 win. It means Scotland's 24-year wait to reach a men's World Cup finals goes on.
Callum McGregor did pull the contest back to 2-1 with 10 minutes to play, but Dovby's goal made sure Ukraine deservedly booked a playoff final spot in Wales on Sunday.
And finally, England's cricketers' new era under captain Ben Stokes and coach Brendan McCullum got off to a chaotic start as 17 wickets fell on the first day of the first test against the New Zealand Black Caps at Lord's.
New Zealand were bowled out for 132, only for England to slump to 116-7 in reply. Though New Zealand won the toss, the conditions offered movement to the home side that debutant Matthew Potts and the recall James Anderson exploited with 4 wickets apiece.
However, Colin de Granholm's 42 not out dragged the Black Caps from 45-7 with the last 3 wickets adding 87 runs. Still, England were in strong positions at 59-0 and 92-2, only to lose 5 wickets from 8 runs in a blur of inexplicable strokes. Here is tomorrow's weather for the United Kingdom, and tomorrow's expected to be settled and sunny for many, but with the risk of a few heavy showers moving in over the south.
Sunday looks to be a cloudy day with heavy spells of rain across the south with a chance of thunder, staying dry and sunny to the north.
And Monday will be cloudy for most, with a few lingering spells of rain about, but staying sunny in the far north. And that is your weather.
That's all today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please subscribe. And this is the last episode of Season 2. But don't worry, a new season will start on June the 23rd.
Also on June the 23rd, we will be starting something new in addition to our episodes. It is called Viewers News. This is where you, the viewer, get to send us your news and we will read it aloud live on our episodes.
In the meanwhile, please subscribe, follow us on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/TomandBenNews4UK. Use the Facebook app, click the like and follow buttons, get your news stories sent to us, and we shall see you on June the 23rd for the start of Season 3.